fascinating, how we run. And there's a whole science for running and why we run and how we run and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it. It's really amazing, fascinating. And inshallah we'll tie it to Quran and we'll talk about some ayat and I'll ask some trivia from the adults and see how strong their hifz is. We'll see now. We'll separate the boys from the men now. Okay, so I need a introduction and then I'm going to get a model. Okay, hang on. When human beings are very old, right? Very, very old. We're not hundreds of years old, we're probably thousands of years old, right? Before we started having cows and goats and sheep and all these things and farming and all this stuff, we had to get food, right? We had to go and hunt our food, right? And so just like a lion hunts his food or a tiger hunts his food or all these other animals that have to go and chase, we had to do the same thing, right? Because we didn't know yet how to do farming and all these other things. So we had to go and chase food. So there's different speeds you can travel at, right? There was no car yet. There was no helicopter or anything like that. So you have to go and get the food yourself. And the food is usually faster than you, right? Unless you're picking something from a tree like an apple or a berry or something like that, or eating the leaves or something like making a salad or a carrot or getting potatoes. You have to go and get something that's faster than you usually. So how do you do this? So Allah SWT gave us a really cool ability. If we work in teams and together as a group, and our speed maybe is not the fastest, there are animals that are faster than us. One thing's very unique about us is well, let me ask you guys, are there any animals besides human beings? We're different, we're not animals, but are there any other creature that walks around on two legs all the time? Can you think of one? A what? Kangaroo. Kangaroo's not all the time though. He's sometimes on four, sometimes he uses his tail. You ever think about it? You don't think about it. You just see each other walking around and you don't. Penguin? That's a good answer. MashaAllah, they swim too, but yeah, penguin is good. I like that. Good answer. So some species of birds, they will, some of them stand on one leg, some just sit down on the floor like a duck. But you're right, there's not a lot of animals, there's not a lot, that stand around on two legs for most of their life. Yeah? Type of bird. Yeah, there's some species of birds, that's it. Most of the other animals do not. Most of that. Ostrich, but he sits down and then he's a species of bird too. He's a bird. Okay, so now, how do you catch an animal? These animals have 4 legs. You only have 2 legs. You have disadvantage. How are you going to catch this guy when he's faster than you? Let's say you see what's an animal you want to catch that doesn't fly? Okay, let's say you want to get a deer. I like that. You see a deer, he's down there, and you want to chase him. He's faster than you, okay? Well, let's say he runs down there. He runs a quarter mile away, half mile away. Then how do you get him? If you keep chasing him, keep chasing him, keep chasing him, who's going to get tired? You're going to get tired. But the nice thing is, subhanAllah, human beings, guys know what a marathon is? Marathon? It's 26.2 miles. It's pretty far. It's very, very far. There's no other animals, there's very few animals that can run this far at a certain speed like human beings can. Human beings, even though they're not super fast, we're fast, but we're not super fast. Like a cheetah is pretty fast, tiger's pretty fast, lion pretty fast. But no other animal can run as far as we can at the rate that we can. SubhanAllah, it's a really amazing miracle that we have. And so like a cheetah who's very fast, 70-mile-an-hour cheetah, he's very, very fast. But after about a mile and a half, he gets tired and he has to take a very long break because his muscles get tired very, very quickly because he has to use a lot of energy to hit 70 miles an hour. So being able to maintain that speed for so long, he has these energy stores called ATP. It's this thing you'll learn in chemistry and biology. But basically, you have to use a lot of it very, very, very fast, and you can't produce it that quickly. And so by that time, after a mile and a half, all his ATP is gone, all his energy stores are gone, he has to take a big break. He gets really tired, he has to sit down. So if he did not catch the deer in a mile and a half, he gives up and he takes the break for the day. He's done. human being can keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And we run Ironmans, 100 miles. You've seen these extreme athletes and all that. We can run for miles and miles, 100 miles, and Allah SWT made it that we can do it. It's really amazing. Okay, so I want you to give me a demonstration. We're going to go down the line and take turns. All right, tell me your name again. Muad? Tell me your name. Muad, right? Okay, come here, stand up for me, please. Okay, I want you to do your best reenactment example of you walking around and looking around, taking your time, nice little stroll in the park. Your dad takes you to the zoo, and you want to see the hippopotamus and the zebra and all that stuff. So show me how you're going to do it in a slow motion. Yeah, do it. Is that how you walk in the zoo? Okay, walk normally. Relax. Is that how you go that fast in the zoo? How are you going to see the hippopotamus and the zebra and the... Okay, you're just walking around. Do it here nicely so your other aunts can see you, sisters. Okay, pay attention to how he's walking. The point of this is something really interesting. Okay, watch where his arms are going, watch where his legs are going, watch where his feet is going, watch where his head is going, shoulders are moving. All right, I like that. Okay, sit down now. What did you guys notice about arm movement? Was there a lot of arm movement? Okay, was his feet moving a lot? Okay, his feet were moving, but they were not taking big steps. Okay, what happens? Abdurrahman, right? Guys, stand up for me, please. Okay, you're going to go walk faster now. Don't run into the door, but nice and easy, good speed. Now you're not at the zoo. Now you are... tell me you're like, yeah, okay. Tell me you have to get to work. You have to get to school, but you're not late yet. You're on time to school. You have to get to school. Oh, that's a good. Okay, all right. He gets to school pretty fast. Okay. What's happening with his arms? What's happening as he's picking up speed? What's going on with his arms, guys? You wasn't watching it.
There's a pattern between my arms and legs.
Okay, very good. Okay, sit down, sit down. Very good. Bigger steps. What else is happening to his arms? Higher, bigger swing. Why? Why? Tell me.
Maybe like to put weight behind you.
Yeah, you have to counter the weight. You're right, mashallah. So what's happening is you take a bigger step. If you did not have arms to counterbalance your weight, you would tip over. It would be very difficult. Like you'd be like going like this. It'd be really strange walking. It looked pretty funny. And so this is a very smart way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that you can balance yourself while you're walking by using your arms. You know, when Fir'aun said, what I'm going to do to you, I'm going to put you on display for everyone, what did he say? I'm going to cut your... What did Fir'aun say? Come on, guys. Yeah, but what did he say? I'm going to cut your arms and legs on what? Opposite sides. Subhanallah. He's an intelligent guy. Fir'aun was very smart. So you think about these things. Okay, so well, now I need someone to give me a little more speed. Okay, Nasser, let's go. Come up. Let's go. Yeah, fast. I need you, listen to the instructions. Ready? You ready? You're going to go from here. Okay, let's go this way. Yeah, straight through the door. Touch Brother Faisal's hand and come back as fast as you can. Okay, go. Oh my gosh. Woo! Come back fast now. Okay, is everyone watching? There you go. Good job, mashallah. 25. Mashallah, good speed. Okay, that's how fast you run from your dad. Okay. Did you see how his arms moved? What happened to his arms? Were his arms straight? Was he like how he was walking, running like this? No, his arms were tucked. Arms were tucked, taking big strides and all that. SubhanAllah, because you need to maintain your center of mass, your momentum, all these things. There's a bunch of things that start to happen to your body as you're picking up speed. Now your brain, that's inside your skull, your brain is soft, your skull is hard. You know when you get in a car accident, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from this, what happens? You get something called concussion. Or maybe when you're playing soccer or something like that. where your skull is so hard and your brain keeps going in the same direction and it keeps hitting your skull. And you can get something called concussion. It's where your brain gets very swollen and inflamed and you can start to have memory loss and all these things. We don't have this problem when we're exercising, when we're running. Very smart system, subhanAllah. Why? So all this stuff starts to help you so you can run faster. The cerebrospinal fluid keeps your brain nice and inside the middle, right? It's not hitting the inside of your skull. You have these tiny little tubes and they're like small little rocks inside your ears to keep you straight, because you're running one big step and you're kind of turning to the side, another big step turning to the side, you would be like all disoriented. You know when you spin around really, really fast and you get kind of all dizzy? It doesn't happen when you're running, even though you're throwing your body one side to the other very, very fast. You have tiny little rocks in your ears that keep you balanced. Your eyes, imagine what's happening to your eyes. As you're running, your eyes are moving back and forth, but you keep staying straight. You can see very, very focused. SubhanAllah. All these systems are running together. Do you even think about how to move your arms when you're running to counterbalance your legs? Do you think on each movement, I need to move my leg here and my arm like this? You don't think about all this. All this processing is happening without you even caring about it or knowing about it. This is the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives you these blessings and you don't even think about it. We don't even worry about it. You're breathing while you're exercising, it picks up. Imagine if your breathing didn't pick up while you're exercising. You would be out of breath very quickly. Your heart rate picks up. Does it automatically? Do you tell your heart to speed up? Do you tell your lungs to speed up? Do you tell your eyes to stay focused on the thing? Do you tell your ear tubes to do that? Do you tell your brain to do all that? Do you tell your feet to move in a certain direction? Do you tell your arms to move? You don't do any of those things. You just say, go chase that chicken or something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you these blessings. It's really a big blessing, and we take it for granted. So, we have a bunch of other things to help us with running, but okay, something fascinating about our feet. You know, when you are walking, so your foot has a certain footprint, right? If you take your foot and when your baby is born and you puts it on the sticky thing to take a picture, the footprint, the ink pad, and you take the footprint of the baby, right? If you guys do that now, you guys have your own individual footprints, just like your fingerprints is very unique, right? Something really amazing happens when you pick up speed and when you're running. Can you guess what happens to your feet? Even your feet change. This is amazing. It's a miracle. What happens?
I think the skin expands a bit.
Very good.
It can carry the weight.
SubhanAllah. You ever seen a camel in the sand? How come he doesn't sink down? Very good, Abdurrahman. Yeah, so his camel, he doesn't sink in the sand because his feet are so big and wide and all that. He's perfect for desert travel, right? Camel is very smart. But he doesn't go into the sand, he doesn't sprain his ankle, he doesn't hurt his foot, he doesn't get burned, anything like that. When you take a footprint of yourself when you're running, your foot, when it squishes that ground, it gets squished. If you look at it, it's a much bigger footprint than if your foot is just placed gently on the ground. And as you pick up speed, the same kind of surface area, so this is engineering, surface area, force over area is pressure. So that pressure is distributed evenly on the surface so that you don't hurt your foot and you can get a good grasp of the piece of earth that you're going to take the next step on. SubhanAllah. And it distributes the shock. All the joints of your body, including your feet, they take the shock very well, because otherwise, imagine you're hitting a very hard earth when you're walking or when you're running, and you can hurt your knees, your ankles, your feet, your everything, and it all is connected all the way up to here, and you would hurt yourself very, very bad. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the ability for us to run. He gave us shoes, clothes, all these things to protect us and help us. SubhanAllah, it's really a blessing. And the shoe is basically extension of your foot. SubhanAllah, so the foot is like a cushion, shock absorber. Your shoe is the same thing. If you look at running shoes, it's the same exact thing as your foot. It has the arch, it's like a model of your foot. It has the arch, it has the lift at the back for the heel so that you can run back faster, because you run faster on your balls of your feet as opposed to the heels. When the engineers who make shoes, they model it right after the foot. SubhanAllah. All the things that we use in the world like this for our benefit is like to model after the human body. It's really incredible. Yeah.
Just like how if it's snowing outside and you go outside without shoes,
It's cold.
sink in.
Yeah.
Because when you have the snowshoes, it puts the weight evenly.
It puts it evenly, yeah. Okay, how about energy expenditure? Tell me about what happens when you run for a long time. After a long time, you're using a lot of energy. What happens to your muscles? Yeah, they get tired. Not necessarily weak, but they get tired. They get tired, right? And so why is that happening? So you have different, in your cells, do you guys know what the part of the cell is that creates the energy for you to be able to move? There's a part of the cell, what is it called? Mitochondria, excellent, mashallah, good job. Mitochondria is the part of your cell that takes the food that you eat, the glucose you take in, the fats you have, all that stuff, and it converts it, and it does something. If you know this part, this is pretty impressive. This is like high level now biology. After the mitochondria has a very amazing process that it does to the fuel to convert it into energy. The energy is called ATP. When you go into very heavy exercise, this process shuts down. This process shuts down and you convert over to this other process that's very inefficient, but you have to do it as an emergency backup system. So you have this process that I can ask you what you guys did, but it's a very complicated process. Plants do this. Plants do this to create sugars. Because plant, what does it do? Plant takes sunlight and water and dirt and it comes out of the ground and he makes things, right? He makes sugars, he makes things like fruit, sugar, all that stuff. To make those things, you have to do a process. This process is called something, and that's what I'm asking. What is this question? You have it in your own body because you have to make sugar when you don't eat sugar. Like when you're fasting, in Ramadan, you're not eating or drinking any sugar. You're not taking any intake, no fuel, no fats, no nothing. You have to convert to energy, right? If you don't get energy, you die. So how do you make energy? You have the same process in your body. Same as like plants. It's really incredible. But after a huge amount of energy expenditure, you can't do this anymore because you have no more oxygen. It's a failure. You have no more oxygen, so you switch over to this other thing. And plants also do this too. So what is this called? Do you guys know that? That's a complicated process. This thing called a Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle, you need oxygen, you need sugar and combustion, and you actually make, it's just like a car engine. It's really amazing, but you make energy. And energy powers your muscles. When you don't have oxygen because you're really short of breath, you know, you're panting, you're taking big breaths of oxygen, you're short of oxygen. What is it? You switch over to this anaerobic metabolism, no oxygen metabolism. You have to make energy in an emergency situation or your brain shuts down, your muscles shut down. So it's called anaerobic, means no oxygen, energy use now. It's very inefficient, but you have to do it. It's like switching on the backup power of your body. So this one makes 32 ATP for all your, you get a certain amount of fuel. You get 32 ATP from doing this process, Krebs cycle. From this one, you only get 4 ATP. So almost 8 times more powerful when you have oxygen as opposed to no oxygen. That's why you have to take such big breaths when you're doing exercise, because you need the oxygen for all those cells that are trying to create energy for you. Because if you don't have energy, you shut down, you switch over to this pathway. But Allah will put a backup pathway in because He knows that sometimes you're not going to be able to catch your breath. Sometimes you're high on a mountain. Sometimes you're in, you know, wherever, airplane or something, and you can't catch your breath. And so He gave you this backup generator in your body. SubhanAllah, really impressive, really, really genius system. Okay, now, ready for Quran questions? Okay, yeah, what's the question before?
So is this backup energy way with the lack of oxygen, is that what's happening when we're using our adrenaline? Or is that a different thing?
So the question was, do you switch over to backup power when you have adrenaline? No, not necessarily. Adrenaline just means you have increased levels of something. Adrenaline is epinephrine. It's the same thing drug you give when someone's having an allergic reaction. Their eyes get big, their skin stands up. You have to now immediately move and do something. So it's a stress hormone, stress drug. It doesn't mean that it's something else. So adrenaline is something else, but this is something when you have no more oxygen in your body. This is when you switch over. So plants do this. Plants do amazing things. Plants actually will reverse. In the daytime, they make oxygen. At nighttime, they make CO2, carbon dioxide. This is why it's not suggested to put plants in your house, live plants inside your house at nighttime, because potentially there's this increase in carbon dioxide. It's really incredible how plants work. SubhanAllah, this is like a different animal, like how it is. It's really beautiful. So plants give us oxygen. Plants do the carbon dioxide. They're cleaning. It's like a filter process, the plants, how they do it. It's a different lecture. Okay. Ready. So we started with Muad going to the zoo, right? This would be called in English, it's just like a leisurely walk, strolling, chilling, checking out the scenery. Can you guys tell me what this would be in Arabic and an ayah of Quran that walk around, chill out, look at things, see what's going on? What is it? Okay, so Yamshuna would be not necessarily, it's walking. It is walking, but it's not necessarily just chilling, like strolling. Yamshuna would be walk. But there's one just before this. Arabic is like so specific. It's really, this is how the beauty of the Quran, like how it's not man-made. Okay. This is it, yeah. This would be, yeah, Siru fil ardi fanzuru. Kayfa kana aqibatu alladhina, or any of the Siru fil ardi fanzuru, kayfa, how Allah SWT made things. Or see, like to pay attention, nice and easy, relaxed. Travel through the earth, travel and kind of like see what's going on. To be able to practice all the ayat of Quran, you have to do this kind of walking too, right? You have to kind of look around what's going on. Okay, next step up, a little more urgent, a little bit more urgent, but still very kind of relaxed. Can you guys think of another ayah? Okay, I'll give you the verb. Famtashiru. Famtashiru means to like scatter. Exactly, mashallah. Surah is Surah Jummah. Context is, you're absolutely right. What is the context? Tell everyone. After Salah, go back out, take all the roads, go back to your job, go get the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that's out here. Right? Very good, excellent, mashallah. Okay. One more, and then this is, Brother Luay is absolutely right now. Famtashiru. Yeah, there's many ayahs about this. Now walk and go and do all these things. So like in Surah Mulk, Famshu fi manakbiha, right? Fakulu min rizqi. Yeah. So walk, go through the earth, and go get the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Yeah, try the valleys and mountains. Excellent, mashallah. Okay, these three types of walking and relaxing and strolling and all that stuff, what is the common theme of these? And this is a little bit complex question, but what is common about them? So the first one was like go around the earth, walking around, traveling, see what's going on, then go get the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then after Jummah go, and then the last one was travel the mountains and the valleys and all that, and go also get the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. We're all moving, okay. Okay, so I'll tell you, because we're going to run short on time, it's dunya things. Go get the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go travel, relax, go look at things, go see the sky, go see the earth, do see all these things? Dunya things. Okay. Now we're going to step up urgency a little bit. All right? What is the next step up after this? It's going to be, I want you to give me the ayah, I'll give you the verb. Very good, mashallah. Where you already heard the lecture? Yeah, surah? Jummah, same surah. What's the context? Yeah, when salah time has come for Jummah, the khutbah is about to start, the adhan is given, you go, it's time to go. And this verb would be like, now go with speed. Go to the Jummah prayer, right? But after Jummah, now you take your time, relax. There's no now like urgency to get back to go back to your work and all that stuff. Yeah, it's coming. Hold on. It's coming. I'm showing you like how amazing Quran is for different, based on the subject matter, how the urgency is going to increase now. Okay, next one up, I want you to give me ayah. Next one is going to be Sari'u. MashaAllah, good, excellent. And the verb is in Arabic is going to be? To do sa'i. Sa'i, like running, right? So you can tell me context of it, you're absolutely right. What's the context of this ayah? What does it mean? Subhanallah. Go run to the maghfirah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Excellent, excellent. Next one up is going to be, I want you to tell me, sabiqu. Oh, excellent, excellent. Competition. You are not just racing, you're racing one another. You have to beat the other guy to sabiqu is ila, same, maghfirah rabbikum. You need to be first place on this. You're competing with someone else. Subhanallah. Excellent. Okay, what is the highest form now in Arabic of urgency? Running. You have to run for your life. Run for your life. MashaAllah. Excellent. Ayah? Exactly. This is your life is in danger now. You have to run for your life. You have to run, and usually you're running from something that's chasing you, something that's attacking you. But what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do this time? You're not running from something. You're running from the whole dunya, everything. He didn't even say run from this or run from this. Run from everything, but He said who to run to? To Himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wow, amazing. The highest form of the running and urgency you need is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wow, how cool is that? So this is really amazing Quran, like how it does. So you see how many different verbs and different circumstances Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts in the Quran for running and urgency and walking and relaxing and then going faster and faster and faster. MashaAllah, subhanallah. Yeah. Subhanallah, how fast it comes. Yeah. Wow, good point. There is one more that I think now. Okay, ready? This guy's been very quiet. We need to pick on him a little bit. There's one other point that I can think now. Same word, fafirru, not the same, but the same urgency, I guess. There's ayah and surah, tell me. Okay, in English it would be as if like they're running away from their lives from like a lion chasing them. MashaAllah, yes. Excellent. Farat min kaswara. Exactly. Very good. Surah is? Is it Mudathir? Mudathir? Oh, come on, guys. You guys look it up then, inshallah. Tell us. All right. What else? Okay. So, in terms of now running, what else can we talk about? So, I've run out of my stuff that I wrote down. So, I have to.
The word fasih.
Fasihu fil ardi.
Also, it's kind of like look around
and go at a lower speed. Yeah. Ah. I can't. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is for Ayyub alayhi salam to hit the ground with his foot. I don't know. But this is circumstances to hit the ground so that the spring comes out and so he can have some healing from it, inshallah. Okay, what other questions? 9:30, guys. You guys have to talk for 15 minutes now. Okay, you want to talk about swimming? Yeah. Question.
Can running affect if you run way too much?
Yeah. So what happens if this is something called, I'm not sure why this is making noise. This is something called overtraining. If you do something a lot, things of the dunya need to be done in moderation. Okay? Too much of something of the dunya is not good, and too little of it potentially, maybe I won't complete that statement. But too much something of something in the dunya is not good. Okay? And so too much exercise is also not good, because you get into this thing called overtraining, and you can actually get decreased muscle mass. You can get these things, mini fractures in your legs. It's called shin splints. It's like from repeated trauma. We see this with tennis players when they come in. They have like this thing called tennis elbow. So it's from doing these backhands all the time. So there are tendons here that insert, that help them do an extension of their wrist to hit the backhand. And so they get very, very swollen and inflamed. Golfing, when golfers go and play a lot of golf, they get on the inside. It's called golfer's elbow. So they have it on the inside because they do a lot of deflection on this way. So overtraining your knees. This is why all the bodybuilders, all the runners, after a few years, when they get older, 40, 50, 60 years old, their knees are very, very bad. They need to get full knee replacements. There's almost always the runners and the weightlifters that are getting this. The trauma, people that repeated trauma over and over, because these shock absorbers, they're taking shock, taking shock, taking shock. But if you keep doing it for extended time, you're not paying attention to your body, you're not giving rest, you're not eating the right nutrients, all that stuff, then you will damage your body. SubhanAllah. And your body, on Judgment Day, what's going to happen, right? The ruh comes back into, right, and the body gets rebuilt. This body is like a car, and you as the driver, your ruh is like the driver of the car, and this body is being rented. Allah SWT gave it to us for rent, for free, right? And so we have to take care of this. This is why you should not get mutilation of your body. This is why all the things that are haram, right? You're not supposed to do cutting of yourself or hurting yourself or all those things that are done. This is not jaiz, it's not allowed, because this body, you can't even kill yourself. You can't do suicide. This is not your permission to do, right? So this is something where it's really important by paying attention to your health. Super important. Exercise is super good, but you have to do things in moderation of the dunya, right? You can't overtrain or you will hurt yourself. And this is also not going to be allowable because you're purposely hurting yourself. It's not allowed to do that. So, subhanAllah, I mean, this is extreme, right? Doing exercise with the intention of wanting to make yourself better and stronger is actually very good. We know the Sahaba used to do things like wrestling and swimming and archery and all these things that were like strong things, right? Things would exercise. They would climb, Rasulullah ﷺ and his companions would climb Uhud, right? It's strong. It takes a lot of body strength to be able to climb a mountain. It's not easy. And as you go higher and higher, you lose oxygen, right? Like you're climbing higher and higher. The altitude is so high that there's less oxygen up there compared to down here on the ground. So it's not easy. Imagine in the heat also doing that. So subhanAllah, they were very fit people, very, very fit. Allah SWT be pleased with them. So we should try our best also.
This is also brought up the mention for once. The ayah, كأنما يصعد في السماء.
SubhanAllah.
يجعل صدره ضيقا حرجا.
كأنما
يصعد في السماء.
Yeah, SubhanAllah.
Translation that Allah SWT want to misguide someone, He will make his chest kind of like very short, very tight, as if he goes up in the sky.
SubhanAllah.
Going up in the sky is this oxygen. And this was 1500 years ago known that if you go up, there will be this oxygen and your chest will explode.
Excellent. Excellent. What other questions about exercise or running or protein, testosterone?
Being a doctor, like, is creatine good? Because Abdurrahman was going to the gym and he wants to buy creatine. Till now,
For his age? SubhanAllah. How old is he?
creatine, he's 15.
15?
Yeah, from a medical perspective, Dr. Hamid, I'm still resisting that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Some studies show some faster healing times on muscle recovery and all that, but I wouldn't do it at this age. I don't do it even at my age. Protein is good because protein is what helps build muscle.
Yeah, he takes protein.
Protein is good, yeah. But you also have to take a lot of water when you have protein because you can go into kidney problems. If you take too much, again, just like we said, too much of something, even though it looks good, can be bad for you. And so too much protein can shut down your kidneys, can shut down your brain, a bunch of other bad things can happen, cause acidosis in your blood. So people of the past, how do they get this acid? Because, subhanAllah, human being, Allah SWT gave a lot of wisdom to. What is a way to get your blood that's very acidic to turn back to basics, back to a neutral state, where the blood should kind of be. There's a mechanism for us, a way to do it, natural way. Yeah? Oxygen? I'm not sure about oxygen. I don't know, but there's actually a specific way to make. The people of the past used to do this. What? Drink water? Water dilutes everything. Sweating? Sweating can take out some toxins and all that. That's good. Huh? Hijama is good too. Yeah, excellent. Fasting. Fasting. If you fast for an extended time, it will re-regulate your blood acidosis. So pH level. SubhanAllah. People of the past figured this out. I mean, SubhanAllah. This is hikmah, like Nabuwat came from Adam Islam. And fasting was something that's prescribed for every nation, right? We know in this ayah, what is it? Every nation before you had fasting, right? And so this is hikmah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to the people from the Anbiya, that you guys should fast, and it has health benefits too, subhanAllah, and not just the spiritual too, physical benefits. SubhanAllah, really incredible. Yeah. Is it good in sahur to eat a lot of food? Question. Moderation. You should take suhoor, but moderation. Right. Yeah. Yeah, what? Come on, adults, what are the questions, man? Let's go. You guys don't have any questions? You guys know everything about health, exercise, and yeah. Too much insulin in your. What happens if you have too much insulin in your blood? The question is, what happens if you have too much insulin in your blood? What happens? Yeah. What does insulin do? And so you have sugars that you eat or you produce, right? Because you can produce them too. And so if you eat it or you have too high in your blood, it starts to affect everything. This is people with what disease process have too much sugar in their blood? Diabetes. When you have too much high sugars, it affects everything. Your nerves, your kidneys, your brain, your eyes, liver, everything starts getting affected. So insulin has to drop it. So exercise actually increases your insulin, but it does not overproduce it. There's no way to actually, unless you're expending more energy than you're taking in, which is what we talked about, and you have to switch over to the anaerobic, the backup energy, then then you can have hypoglycemia. Yeah.
How do you overcome joint pain when you exercise, especially in the knees?
Question is, how do you overcome joint pain when you're exercising? So depends on your type of injury that you have. Certain injuries are not going to be recommended to keep exercising. You probably have to do something first. But rehabbing the muscles around that area is the most important thing you can do, because the muscles are the things that take the load. So when you're standing, let's say you have bad knee pain because you have bone-on-bone arthritis, right? So the bones are rubbing against each other. So if you make your muscles stronger around the knee, then when you are standing or you're picking up something heavy, the muscles are strong enough to lift the weight. It's kind of like if I can't pick up this microphone boom and I try and pick it up, it's super heavy. Well, the load is going to my elbow and my shoulder and all that. I'm really struggling. But if my muscles are really strong, very little load goes to the elbow and the shoulder. So the stronger your muscles are around a joint that is affected, this is what the point of physical therapy is. Physical therapy strengthens the muscles around the injured spot so that when you do have to pick up something heavy or you are doing exercise, it's not going to hurt you. But wearing things like braces can help and all these things too. Well, the faster you have a question?
What happens if you don't exercise?
You don't exercise, what happens? Not recommended. Yeah. Yeah. Take some time. So the studies for exercise, you do not have to go like an hour long walking through the woods or something like that. If you can get your heart rate up for 5 to 10 minutes, this is not hard to do. I know it takes some mental willpower to want to do it because you're tired, but 5 minutes is not. If you get 5 minutes less sleep, this is going to give a lot more, inshallah, barakah in your sleep because you'll be tired when you want to sleep. So do the exercise. Take 5 minutes, do something, get your heart rate up, just run in place for 5 minutes, do push-ups. You won't be able to do 5 minutes of push-ups. No one can do 5 minutes, I mean, it's impossible. So you do 1 minute of push-ups, you'll be tired. Do 1 minute of body weight squats, you'll be tired. Do 1 minute of sit-ups, you'll be done, and then run in place for 2 minutes. 5 minutes exercise, you got your whole body done. You did everything. You did lower body, you did pushing muscles, you did pulling exercises, you're all set.
Or just swim.
Do all that stuff. All right, it's 9:41. Ladies, questions? Okay, you guys are tired. You guys are all fit, maybe. Yeah.
So remember we said about how when you run, your feet extend a bit?
Yeah.
Can that affect the growth of the hair?
No. No. All right. Yeah.
Just about, we talked about walking in life, but in the real judgment, Allah divided people into three groups. One people with the right hand, left hand, and the seven who's to go very fast.
Subhanallah. Excellent. Yeah. And so Sirat on the bridge of Sirat, where below is the hellfire. And if you fall off, you go into hellfire, right? And there's the hooks and all these other things. The faster you go on that bridge, the better off you are. Subhanallah. All right. Khair. Jazakumullah khair. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Salamun alal mursalin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.